Welcome back. I made a video yesterday on World of Warcraft and some past memories, why I still play it, and why I think it's still this strong force in my life today. And it got me thinking a lot about the concept of digital memory, being addicted to the past in a sense. For me, it's usually of the digital kind. I feel like that's sort of a new concept that we experience in today's day and age, where I've seen in myself and in many clients that from playing video games, watching movies, they create their identity based around a lot of the things that they've seen throughout their life, whether they're an adolescent or a bit older. They remember these things from media and they end up taking that and integrating it into different parts of their life. And I gotta say, there's really nothing wrong with that. It's great. I find myself more and more recently logging into old video games, watching old YouTube videos, and it really does feel like more than just remembering the thing. I feel like I'm really bringing myself back to that time and place where I was when I first began the thing. I often have digital memories where I'm seeing myself in front of a screen playing a video game for the first time. Strictly now, I'm actually remembering Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I remember playing that in my childhood bedroom for the first time and experiencing it, and even what I was eating on that day. And that's just what I remember, but nothing else. I could hardly remember the layout of my bedroom, but I do remember that. A lot of that with World of Warcraft as well. You feel like you're returning to the version of yourself as you were reliving that memory or experiencing the game a certain way. All this to say that digital memory is a form of actual memory. I'm sure many of you have had dreams about video games or a show that you're binging or anything that you're really into at the time, and you end up dreaming about it and seeing visions of the thing while you're asleep. It's the strangest feeling, but it tends to happen more and more because we're consuming more and more. What really does happen here with nostalgia is that it becomes a form of escapism from what we're experiencing in the day-to-day to what we were experiencing in a previous moment. So typically when you're reliving a moment of the past, you're put almost in the shoes of that experience while you're thinking about it, and then you're transported back to your normal life after. What is happening a lot of the time with escapism is that something that's comfortable becomes a routine, and then it becomes a place to retreat back to seek refuge and to enjoy yourself. This could be anything from the music of something to the textures, just the menus, the interface, the way something feels by experiencing it. It becomes this familiar thing in a world that's constantly changing. It's almost a grounding mechanism. And the thing that we tend to do here is we use this nostalgia as a way to escape the things that are pressing in our day-to-day life, whether it's responsibility or being able to grow through a new experience. You're not just remembering who you were, you're then avoiding who you are and who you're becoming. So you already know what happened in the past. It's finished, it's there, it's familiar, it's safe. The future is this big unknown, right? You know what you're experiencing now, but the present could be uncomfortable, and nostalgia feels a way to be in that control. Even if it's just like a memory loop or something that you keep thinking about again and again, it's this way to escape it. So a big part of what I'm trying to say in this video is not to, don't go back. I personally go back all the time. I replay old games. It's something I love doing. I love listening to older music and to really take the time and fully immerse myself in those experiences. But in that, I ask myself, what is the feeling that I'm chasing by doing this thing? Is it pure indulgence, or is it really just me kind of reminiscing and feeling, safe and okay, right, for that time? You want to make sure that you're not depending on it. You want to make sure that thing feels purposeful, right? So a good example with me is World of Warcraft. A big part of why I liked it in the past is because it was giving me a lot of what my life was not giving me in the moment, especially as a child or a teenager. Where in World of Warcraft, I felt needed. I felt a sense of community in my guilds and such. And I felt like it was always something I could come back to, this familiar ground where things don't change aside from patch notes and new expansions and things like that. Nowadays, when I go back and I look at that and I see what I was doing there, it helps me realize why I was doing it back then, and it empowers me in the present moment, right? In this present, what is something that I need to do to help me feel connected, to help me feel community, to help me stop sort of living in the past and enjoy the present moment. When I do peer into the past through nostalgia, you see it through a lens of that, right? That which you could take to integrate into your current life. So just to reiterate, it's okay to revisit those past experiences. It's actually a really, really great thing. I would always encourage anyone to go back and to look at your previous experience, but ensure that you're not replacing what you could be building today. You're learning through peering into the past. Even if you're just mourning it or you're seeing what went wrong, right? You could change that around. You could take that, what you learned from that experience, and integrate it into your current day to day. So remember, you're allowed to seek those experiences, and you should enjoy it, and you shouldn't punish yourself. They're great, but don't let them hinder your growth in the present moment. Let them empower you. Let them move you forward. That'll help. That's all I wanted to speak about today. Have a good one.